Hi guys, how is it going? So in this video, I'm going to be going through the mock exam for CKAD, which is Kubernetes for application developer certification. So this is one of the mock exams that I'm trying to take. So I'm just going to document my progress with these mock exams. So this is the first one. So let's do it together. So the first task is to deploy a pod name uh, Nginx this name and use this image. So I think this is simple enough. There's nothing else we need to do. All we need to do is create this pod. So I'm just going to copy and run run the pod name. K in this case is kubectl. I created alias uh, of kubectl as K. So the image is Nginx all fine. So I'm just going to run the get pod. So that is running. So I'm going to quickly move on to the next question. I try to be as quick as possible. And all this is about this question is just to create a namespace. K creates NS. I believe NS is short form for namespace. So that namespace has been created. I will move on to the next task. So the next task is to create a deployment with this name with 3 replicas, and this is the image. So I'm just going to run krun or kcreate deploy, and the name of the deployment, I'll paste it here, and the image is equal to httpd 2.4 opine, and that the replicas is 3. So that is created. I will move on to the next task. The next task is to deploy a messaging pod using this image with the label, with this label. So what I'm going to do is basically run krun. The pod name is messaging, and the image is Redis colon opine. And the labels is labels equal to tier equal to MSG. So I will move on to the next task. The next task is to so this replicas has been created. However, the ports are not coming up. Identify and fix the issue. Okay, so if I run get replicas, replicas, replica sets. So this is 4 replicas, but it's not ready. So I'm going to run get port. And so invalid image name. So that is the issue. The image name is invalid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit the replicas. So I'm going to say kEdit or kget replica sets. I believe replica set is RS, and the replica set name is RS something. And I'm going to set the YAML output to rs.yaml. And I'm going to say vi rs.yaml. And I'm going to go to the image. So this is why it says invalid image, because there's no image with this name. It should be busybox. So I'm going to save that. I'm going to delete the existing replica. Delete rs something. And I'm going to create the new one. Apply f rs.yaml. So k gets ports. So all of the pod are running. K gets rs, all of them are ready. I'll move on to the next task. So create a service, messaging service to expose the Redis deployment in the marketing namespace within the cluster on port 639. So this will be a cluster, I believe this will be a cluster IP service. So what I'm going to do is run kexpose. I'm going to expose a deployment already, right? Kexpose deploy. Redis is the name of the deployment. I'm going to say the name of the service is going to be messaging service, and I'm going to say the namespace is before the namespace. The port. I'm going to say the port is 6379, and the target port is got to 6379. And it's inside the marketing namespace. The namespace is marketing. I think that is all the requirements that we need to fill. Okay, so I'm going to this issue on not flag target port. Okay, it's missing T target ports. So K gets SVC. Namespace is marketing. So this is a cluster IP type of service. So it's on port 6379. So I'll move on to the next task. So the next task is to update the environment variable on the port web app color to use the green background. So what I'm going to do is use k gets port name is web app color, and I'm going to say the output is YAML, and I'm going to send it to web app color .yaml file, and I'm going to edit the web app color .yaml file, and I'm going to, this is the environment of the container, the environment variable that container should be green now. So I'm going to save this, and I'm going to delete the existing one. I'm going to say k delete port. The port name is web app color, and I'm going to recreate. It's talking of interesting. So why dies? So I'm going to try to move to the next task to save time. I'm going to open a new window. So I need to create a config map called this name. So I'm going to say k create config map with that name, and I'm going to say I need to create the config map from literal value, and so I'm going to just copy and paste this variable, the key and the value, right? And I'll say again from literal equal to the key and the value. I will copy and paste. And also from literal, I will copy and paste the key and the value. So I think that is it. I will save approach. So this should be literal. Save k gets config map. So that's there. So let me go back to the previous task. So now let me from K apply F web app color. Okay, it's been created. K gets port. So web app color is running. It should be running with the new variable now. I don't have time to check. I will go to the next task, and that'll be task 9. I need to create a secret named DB secrets. So I will say create secrets. I'm going to say generic. So you can create secret from a generic value or from Docker or from TLS, I think, but I'm going to use generic. And the secret name, I'll paste it in front of the generic. And I will say from literal. So I'm going to just copy and paste this key and value. So and I will do the same for the rest from literal equal to key and value. And for the last one from literal equal to value. So that has been curated. So I will move on to the next task. So we are being asked to update this port to run as root user and with the sys capability. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to since I need to update this port for kgets port. So that port is there. So I'm going to say kgets port, the port name. I will paste it there. And I will direct the outputs of YAML format to app something. App, let me say after YAML. And so vi app YAML file. So what are we being asked to do? We need to make sure that this pod is run as root user and with the capability of system. So what I'm going to do first, if I scroll down here, I see under the spec, the security context is not configured. So I'm going to configure that. I'm going to say run as user. I don't know what code for root user. Let me try 100. And I'm going to go into the container, right? Within the container, I'll say security context. I'll say capabilities, and I'll say add. Add is basically going to be list of arguments. So I'm going to say a list of values. So I'm going to say sys underscore time, sys sys underscore time. So I'm going to save that, and I'm going to delete the existing one. So I can just use k replace false f app.yaml. So that should be deleted. Still want to create a new one. So while that one is doing its job, I will move on to the next stage. So I will say here they ask us to export the log of this file of this pod to this directory. So this pod is in a different namespace. So it's not in a default namespace, but at the moment we don't know which namespace it is in. So what I will do is I will say get pod, and I'll say a name. I think there's a sort form. for all namespaces. Short command. So now I can see this pod is within the e-commerce namespace. So what I'm going to do is I'll say logs the logs of this pod and which is in the ecom namespace. So this is the log, all right. So what I'm going to do is directly log to this directory that is being specified here. So I'm going to copy and paste that. So that is done. And let me go back to the previous task. So this should have been created. So get port. So that port is which port is it again? App. So it's now running, right? So I'm going to move on to I'll skip this one before because we already done that. So question 12, we are asked to create a persistent volume with the given specification. So I don't know the command to create the persistent volume from the UI on the terminal. Yeah, so I'm just going to maybe there's no command there. So I'm just going to say vipv.yaml and basically write everything from scratch. So I'm going to say API version equal to v1. And I'm going to say the kind is equal to persistent persistent volume, and I'm going to say metadata. The name is going to be the name is PV Analytics. And on the okay, so we go to the spec here. Spec. So the access mode is called to read write menu. Read write menu. And the capacity storage capacity is 1 megabyte, 100 megabytes. And what else? And the host part, the host part is PV data analytics. So I'm going to save that. If everything goes well, it should work. I'm going to say kapply fpv.yaml. So kgets pv. So that is created. Let me just go to the next task. So here we are being asked to create a Redis deployment using this image with one replica and with this label. So I'm going to say create deploy Redis. The image is got to Redis or Pine, and the replicas is got to 1, and the app ready should be the default label. So I'm going to create this one and say kget. I'm going to run kget replicas, not deployments. Deploy outputs for white. So okay, the Redis, the app is by default Redis. Okay, good. So the next step is to expose the deployment to cluster IP service called Redis on port 6379. So to create or to expose this deployment to a service called Redis, we need to run kexpose deployments, which is Redis deployment, and we need to specify I'll specify the name of the service. name equal to Redis, and I'm going to say the port is 6379, and the target port, will that work? Port equal to, and target port is equal to 6379. And what else? And so we're exposing it on this port. The this is deployment is ready, so I'm going to create this one. So that is exposed kget svc. So we've got Redis. It's a cluster IP as requested here, and it's being exposed on port 6379. So that is done. Now we need to create a new ingress type network policy called Redis access. I can't create it will take me a bit of time to create the network policy from scratch. So what I'm going to do is go to the documentation. You can search for network policy here. So, and basically copy and paste what is there, and go back. I'm going to say vi netpo.yaml, and I'm going to update this one. I'm going to paste this one here. So what we are being asked to do is to create the network policy called Redis access, which allow only pod with label access Redis to access the Redis deployment. So all we need here is an ingress flow from a pod that has access equal to Redis label into the Redis deployment. So the name of this network policy is called Redis access. So now here the label earlier is app equal to Redis. That's the label for the Redis deployment. So I only need ingress because we want to allow connection from outside into this Redis deployment. So I'm going to get rid of the egress here because I'm not allowing traffic outside of the Redis deployment. I just want to allow traffic inside. So, and the traffic is going to be any port that has the label of access equal to Redis. So I'm going to get rid of this one. I'm going to say access equal to Redis. So this port needs to access Redis deployment. I'm going to save this one, and I'm going to say k apply f netcode.yaml. So that has been, the network policy has been created. I will move on to the final task. So in this task, we are being asked to create a pod called Sega with two containers. Sega. So this is the pod name. And I'm going to say run Sega. I'm going to say image equal to busy box busy box busy box, yeah, busy box. And what else? Oh fuck. So I made a mistake there. So what I'm going to do is delete. Okay, let me create a template. Output is YAML, right? Output is YAML. I'm going to run equal to clients, and I'm going to send this one to Sega.yaml. So I'm going to view Sega.yaml, and I'm going to update this one. Right. So the first one, the name of the first container is called tails, and it's using. We need to specify a command. So we need a command of. So I'm going to first of all say bin sh. I think so. I can see, and I'm going to provide the command, which is to sleep for 1 hour, sleep 3,600. So the next container, so what I'm going to do is go here and say uh, image. The image of that container is what is engines, and the name is going to be sonnet, and it's going to use an environment variable of env equal to So how do I specify env again? Env. Let me say engines 8080 without work. Okay, I think I'm done here. So I'm just going to save this one and execute. So I'm going to say replace force f sega.yam. I probably could not made a mistake somewhere. So where is it? Where is it? Okay, I made a mistake here. So I'm going to save again, run the command again. Okay, the env is giving me issue. So what I'm going to do is try to see how the env is being created by using by saying this is Sega 2. I'm going to instead here, I'm going to specify env equal to so this would be engines equal to ports. Engines equal to 8080. So let me see how env is specified there. Sega 2 or YAML. So, oh man, what have I done? Output YAML, Sega 2 the YAML. Um, start Sega 2, what to do YAML. So the image is busy box env is there. I think I made a mistake somewhere. Yeah, that's where I made a mistake. Let me check again. So the way env is defined is by specifying name and value. Okay, I see. And yeah, name and value. So I'll go back and view sega.yaml. So here I need to specify the name of the env. So if I edit this, I come here, name is this, and the value, the value, the value, the value, the value, the value is this. So let me save that. Oh, wait. I think this should be in quotation mark. So I'll save that and try again. So I'll say replace again. Set now it's been created. Okay, get ports. Is it Sega is running good? All right, I will end the exam here and see what the result is. First one passed. So 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 fail. Why did it fail? I need to review again. Let's see. Sega. What error have I made? Let me see again. Yeah, Sega. And the name is Sonic, and the environment is, oh, I see where I made a mistake. So this should be engines underscore ports, engines underscore ports. Let me save and say that okay, replace. So I'm checking again to see if that works. Right, so yeah, that was the problem. Now it's solved. So that is it, guys. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe button, and leave a comment. Have a lovely day and goodbye.